Fat Man Frank rolling down the stairs might be one of my favorite things I've ever come up with, Jack.
That would make a pretty cool band name.
It is a damn shame that wasn't on the show.
Well, we can't get all the bangers on there.
Well, guys, you get the rest. Good evening. Welcome to the show, Monkey in the Morning. I fucked up my own thing.
That happens.
And now I've said fuck in the first 30 seconds. Fuck. Damn it.
You monster.
It's going to be one of those shows, guys. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how are you tonight, my friend?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm pretty-ish okay. So, had a good day. Got to see the little one. Got to see most of my children, and yeah, it was a good day. So, excellent. And I got some kind of sleep, not great sleep, but some. It was interrupted, but that's because people were fucking texting me when I'm trying to sleep, Jack. At 9 o'clock at night. Do you text people at 9 o'clock at night?
Well, I usually am on the internet at that time, but no, I try not to text people ever.
If I'm going to text them, I mean, if the sun has gone down, I'm like, nah, I'll just catch them tomorrow. Unless I know for sure it's like a night owl like me.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you so much for the donation. Also, before the show, this one's interesting. I'm going to have to check this out. I think it was Circus Zero. I'm waiting for it to load. Sorry. But it said John Ward is back.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Circus Zero. Thanks so much. Monkey, John Ward is back. Just thought you'd like to know. I am glad to know that. It's sad that he left when he did, because I'm a huge fan of his work here on YouTube. And
that dude's funny.
He is. He's absolutely fucking hilarious. So I'm glad to see he's back. Senpai noticed me. No,
he's noticing me retro, as in past tense.
What's that?
What?
Oh, that does say noticed, but I didn't notice anything he said.
I did.
Oh, that's Shut up.
Cheap dig.
I'm senpai.
Real quick. There you. Thank you, Keldrick. John Ward posted a video an hour ago. Looks like the man may be back. I hope so.
Me too.
Thank you for that. And thank you, Alan, who says, hello, guys. Hi, Alan. Hope you're doing well, man.
No, it's worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year. That's how he says it. He says the worst journalist of the year twice, not the Don Lemon part twice there involved. But yeah, he's the one that gave us that wonderful meme. It was so nice to find somebody who hated Don Lemon as much as we did.
Oh, tell me about it.
Guys, we have an interesting show for you tonight. There's a lot of stuff we'd like to cover that we're not going to get to, because we're going to be going over this indictment down there in Georgia that, what a shit show that is.
Yeah, and I have Cup of Noodles. I'm trying their new stir fry.
Oh, let me know how that is, because I like me some Cup of Noodles. I don't eat it very much anymore, Jack, because of the whole trying to be better with my heart thing.
Yeah, I tried that too, and I realized I have crippling poverty. So that got passed over, because these were $1.
I tend to, these days, I eat a lot of meats and cheeses. And I know there's going to be people, oh, that's bad. Leave me alone. That's what I'm doing now. Staying away from carbs as much as possible, being diabetic,
Yeah.
So, Dark Resurrect, it's your birthday. Happy. Oh, wait, I'm not alone. The 1 and 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dark Resurrect.
Dear Dark Resurrect.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great one. Really, really do. Absolutely. Yeah, when you're not here, I just go right into the song. When there's somebody with me, I got to count it off so you know when to start singing.
Right?
Yeah. I just got excited by a birthday.
I noticed.
So there are some things that I want to talk about. One of them I would like to talk about. We're just going to briefly mention a couple of things. Frosted, you're there, so I'm going to start with you. Frosted sent us an article. We talked the other day about this female boxer that had challenged Jake Paul. Well, she also challenged an actual boxer. I forget his name. Her name is Clarice, or I don't care. And it's really not that important. The guy did say yes. He said he'll box her as long as it's for a charity, and good on him. He's not in his prime. He's getting older. I went and looked at some of his some of his matches that you can find online. He's good. The one that I saw, man, he just beat the hell out of this guy. But this lady, her point is that she's not sure how she feels about it because while she thinks that women should be allowed to do what they want, and she says this, men have bigger upper arms than women. Way to notice.
Yeah, good job noticing basic human biology.
Keith Thurman, thank you. That's who it is. Hey, Camel. Keith Thurman is who she challenged. And she goes on to say this. I do think women are stronger. I've never seen, wait for this, because I was like, are you fucking with me? She said, I think women are stronger because I don't know a man who can go through what women like I do, what we have to deal with, and still go on. She has what? She has fibro, Jack.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
She's probably got more gallons too.
She has she got the lumbago, dude. She's got fibro. She doesn't know a man that could deal with what she deals with. Suck my whole penis all the way down to the base.
You hear that noise? That's the sound of 1,000 coal miners laughing.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Their black lung.
I don't know a guy that can do that. Fuck you.
Real quick. Thank you, Circa Zero, for the generous donation. It says food money. Thanks, Cirque. I do like food because I'm a fat man who's probably pre-diabetic, if not fully diabetic. But yeah, I appreciate that.
Spoonie says, I have fibro and I still work. Here, look, I do believe fibro is a thing. But fibro is one of those things that if you ask people, did you get that diagnosed? They'll be like, especially women, no. I have all the symptoms. I've read it. There's one chick who actually said, I had the test for fibro. There's no test for fibro. Fibro is one of those things that they narrow down.
Yeah. It's a self-diagnosis like PCOS.
Yes, absolutely. Alan, thank you so much. Who says LOL, right? I was so pissed when I read that part. Like, oh, fuck you. Anyway, one of the other stories I'd love to talk about is Gay Patriot being doxxed. And in fairness, it's not a true doxing because his information was out there. His name has been known for a long time. He did have a profile on LinkedIn under his real name. But this guy purposefully, this Trump supporter, Gay Patriot on Twitter has made it very clear that he is a DeSantis supporter. And he puts out this post that, fuck it, I'm done with Trump supporters. Even if you're one of my followers, I'm coming after you. And people said, oh my God, that's a threat. No, it wasn't. He was talking about giving you shit on the internet. It's what he does. But this guy compiled all of his information and put it into one post. Like, this is who he is, including putting out who his employer was. And several of the little Trump tards, hashtag not all of you are Trump tards, but even you have to admit some of you are.
Yeah.
Trump
that's fucking sick, man.
Called his employer, bragged about it. They took that information down because you can get in trouble for that on Twitter for admitting to it. The one lady said she called so many times that she thinks they blocked her number because she was just getting a busy signal.
Good. You're an asshole. I hope they all ignored him, these people, too. Because that's fucking shitty. That's the kind of leftist crap that we complain about night after night.
Yes, thank you. Hate each other. I don't care. But leave it out of the real fucking world. Why in the hell would you do that? Other than to be like, yeah, see, we are the left. You're starting to act like them.
This is that life ruination shit that everybody gave Jarbo crap for.
Yes. My favorite was this one chick. She had this righteous indignation. She posted one of Gay Patriot's tweets that called somebody a Trump supporting cocksucker. And she said, this is the kind of people you associate with. I'm like, you're voting for a man who is on recording saying he grabbed women by the pussy, you cannot possibly be offended by vulgarity.
I don't know. That's kind of hot.
I don't have a problem with Trump's vulgarity, but you can't be bitching that people are being vulgar when you support Trump. You just can't. That makes you a hypocrite.
And kind of a twat. Oh,
yeah, and kind of a twat.
Word. Real fast. Thank you, Spartan John, for the generous donation. Here's to your crippling poverty and my crippling depression and anxiety. Oh, I got that too. Thank you. Enjoy your cup of noodles, my favorite struggle meal, or as I say it, meal. Yeah, the hot garlic is actually pretty good. It's very spicy. The teriyaki beef and chicken are both really good as well. These new stir fries are pretty solid. They're better than the regular cup of noodles.
Before we move on, Jordan's birthday was yesterday, so we're gonna sing him one real quick. Jordan 250, this one is for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday,
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jordan.
Dear Jordan.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I do hope it was a good one. I really do.
Absolutely. And thank you again, Spartan John. That was really generous. You guys are awesome.
And Spartan John, thank you for that. Feminist $12.
Woo!
This isn't making my night any better. Make me laugh, Monk. I need it. Tonight might not be your night.
Oh, I got something funny here. You remember that guy, Joshua Ziminski? He's the guy that took a shot at Kyle Rittenhouse at the beginning of that whole fiasco before Rittenhouse took out the others that caused him running.
Yeah. Well, he fired in the air, didn't he?
Yeah, the warning shot.
The warning shot. Yeah. The one that many people think is the reason Kyle was like, oh, shit, they're shooting at me. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So that piece of shit Antifa scumbag and his little girlfriend or wife or whatever just got sentenced to 3 years.
Nice.
Over a robbery they committed.
Oh, not in relation to the whole Kyle thing?
Nope, not at all. They apparently had this was an incident that took place in 2022. Man identified the Zeminskis and 2 or 3 people who tried to rob him that morning. He ordered them out of his house, and they went into their truck and got a knife. Next thing you know, we're looking at some charges. So they took a plea deal. Some other charges were dropped, but they're getting 20 months in prison for burglary and robbery with threat of force. So, 20 months.
Nice, good.
So, there's some good news for you. And they look as darling as you would expect. They look like vagrant drug addicts. I'm going to drop the link to the article if anybody wants to read it. But it made my day a little brighter.
If I remember correctly, didn't they get nothing over the shooting of that weapon that night?
Yes.
And they had other charges pending against him too, because this guy's a douchebag, a well-known douchebag, has been for a while.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a record apparently. Yeah. So, but they're going to prison for at least a little bit of time because they're evil sons of bitches. So, there you go. The little bit of bright spot for you. That's some good news.
I don't know where to even begin with Fanny. Let's begin at the beginning. That seems like a good idea.
Oh, that seems like a weird spot to start, but I'll play along.
Trump and 18 of his allies are charged in Georgia election meddling as former president faces 4th criminal charge. Now, that might sound like, wait, that's where we're at. The problem is, and they've changed the story. Those charges came out before the grand jury was done.
Yep.
They were posted up to the Fulton County prosecutor's website, whatever website they put cases up. The charges were put up there before the jury had even finished voting on whether or not to press the charges.
Yeah.
And people are like, how did that happen? How did that happen? Because grand juries typically are just like, yes, whatever you want. I want to go home. Faithless says grand jury collusion. Now, there is the possibility that this can be thrown out now because of that. It's a complicated legal stuff that I am not smart enough to get into, but something to the effect of Yeah, grand jury collusion, because the grand jury is supposed to get the say, okay, this is why you take it to a grand jury, to let them decide what the charges are. And when you've already posted them, now there is one out they might have here, Jack, because technically there's been 2 grand juries. We saw the forewoman of the grand jury, that weird mousy chick who kept having that satanic smile on her face.
Yeah, she looks kind of like a rat.
Yeah, that grand
her.
jury had actually ended, and this is a new grand jury. And so what they said is that they had already approved charges, and this one just really approved the charges, I guess. I don't know exactly how that works. Again, we're just giving you some information that's out there, things that did happen. They absolutely did post the charges before the grand jury had finished voting.
Yep.
This is a second grand jury, which is weird because she was supposed to move forward with the charge. I remember reading the article. I don't know if we read it here, but that she was going to move forward with the charges. The grand jury had wrapped. I know we talked about it on here. I don't know if we read the article. Double plus approved. Exactly, Bubba. Exactly.
Double plus approved.
Double dog dared them. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be fun and instructive, actually, is more of the thing, to read the indictment itself. Guys, if you want to read it yourself, it is in the description. Lots of
now you're picking on me because I can't read.
Yeah, yes, I am, but that's all right. I'm going to read it to you.
Oh, okay.
Good luck to both of us. It is in the description, the full indictment. You can go there, you read along or read on your own. It's insane. I'm skipping the first couple of pages where it's them talking about what happened. Donald Trump lost the election, and he lost the election. Did you know he lost the election? He lost the election, and he tried to make it so he didn't lose the election, but he lost the election.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Did he find it again?
No. And trying to find it again was apparently a criminal act.
Oh, yeah.
All right. At all times, this is the Enterprise, because they hit him with a RICO charge.
Yep. I knew they were going to fucking do that.
Yeah, there's the introduction. Don't care about it. At all times, relevant to the count in this indictment, the defendants, as well as others not named as defendants, unlawfully conspired and endeavored to conduct and participate in criminal enterprise in Fulton County, Georgia, and elsewhere. That elsewhere part is interesting because in most jurisdictions, you get charged for the crimes you did in that jurisdiction.
Yeah, they can't charge you for stuff outside of their jurisdiction. That's weird.
Georgia law allows that to be considered.
I find that very suspect and odd.
Isn't it weird?
That's very weird.
And they actually name states. I don't remember if it's up above or down here, but they name specific places like Michigan and Pennsylvania where they did this too.
That seems a bit prejudicial.
Yeah, it does. Defendants: Donald J. Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Eastman. So far, none of the names are surprising. Real quick, Keldrick, thank you. Monkey reading for Jack, the blind leading the blind. Hey, it's the illiterate leading the illiterate.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah, how dare you?
Metaphorically blind, I guess.
Thank you for the donation, Keldrick. Let's see. John Charles Eastman. Eastman is the one who came up with the notion that Pence can just say, nah, fuck all of this. And that's why they keep going after him. Mark Meadows, not unheard of. Kenneth Chesborough, Jeffrey Clark. This one was surprising. Jenna Lynn Ellis.
Why is Jenna Ellis on there?
She was involved in a conspiracy to defraud Georgia, apparently.
No, I mean, like, was she a lawyer? Was one of his lawyers or something?
She was a lawyer working for Trump for just a little bit, wasn't she?
I don't remember. That's why I was asking.
Faithless says, so being possibly incorrect is a crime. Oh, if you have not read this, you are in for a surprise, my friend.
Surprise or enraging? Little both, I'd say.
It is fucking amazing what is considered a crime in this thing.
Yeah.
Where are we? Ray Smith, Robert Cheeley, Michael Roman. I don't care about all these people, but there's Sidney Powell, Misty Hampton, and most of these are names you expect because they were all big names during the whole thing. So, is what it is. Unindicted co-conspirator individual 1 through individual 30. 30 unindicted co-conspirators in this plot, Jack.
Yeah, people that worked for Trump. Why don't they just say his election team?
Some of these are the alternate slate of electors.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes. They some of them are being charged separately as well for that, for being a part of a what's the word here?
Cabal?
Fraudulent electors. I'm not even sure what the legal term is there. But yeah, conspiring.
Bunch of nonsense. That's what the legal term is.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with an alternate slate of electors.
The Dems did it in what, 2008?
Yeah, it's happened throughout history. It's not new. But in this case, oh my God, did you see what they did here?
The Orange Man did it. That
Orange
makes
Man.
it evil. Urgh.
Yeah, it's always funny to watch these people who are bitching about it. Like, oh my God, they had alternate slate. Yeah, it's not uncommon. You're just retarded. And that's how you know people are just repeating what they read instead of actually fucking looking into things.
Looking into things is hard, monkey.
Anyway, 30 individuals, all and others known and unknown to the grand jury, constituted a criminal organization. They were the mafia, Jack.
Apparently. I mean, holy shit.
Whose members and associates engaged in various related criminal activities, including, but not limited to, false statements and writings, impersonating a public officer, that's your alternate electors there, forgery, filing false documents, influence witnessing, computer theft, computer trespass, computer invasion of privacy, conspiracy to defraud the state, acts involving theft, and perjury. Didn't they say false statements up there?
Different type of false statements, probably.
Well, that is important because the false statements, some of these are things said on Twitter. They're charging him for saying things on Twitter.
Yeah, having an opinion, it goes against the narrative, and then it goes against the state. Ergo, you are a traitor and should be charged.
Part of this is them giving speeches.
Yeah, that is speeches. Speeches go against the state. He did not get approval for that speech from his Lord and Saviors. So that's not okay either. The revolution must be maintained at all costs, monkey.
False statements. You're allowed to lie. You are.
What? That's not possible. That's impossible. Orange Man must always tell the truth forever and ever and ever.
The criminal organization constituted an enterprise, as that term is defined in ACGA 16-14-33. That is a group of individuals associated in fact. The defendants and the other members and associates of the enterprise they're talking about this like they're a fucking drug cartel.
Oh, absolutely. And they're going to treat it like that.
That's why they're using RICO. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to shut him down. He is a wrong thinker. He is going against their narrative and threatening their power base. So they must destroy him. He is more vile than Trotsky.
The enterprise constituted an ongoing organization whose members and associates functioned as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of the enterprise. They tried to do stuff.
All right, how long before somebody reads this thing and photoshops Trump and all these people's faces on Enterprise crew members?
That would be funny.
I agree, because they say Enterprise quite a bit in here.
In Enterprise rental car commercials?
Yeah, nice.
The Enterprise operated in Fulton County, Georgia, elsewhere in the state of Georgia, in other states, including but not limited to Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, North Mexico. That's called California. Sorry. New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and in the District of Columbia. The enterprise operated for a period of time sufficient to permit its members and associates to pursue its objectives. Manners and methods of the enterprise. We're just going to read through these real fast because what I want to get to is actually down below. Thank you, tall person. I hope it is fitting that these charges dropped on National Failures Day. Absolute witch hunt.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you for the donation and happy National Failures Day to everybody.
Tell them failure.
The manner and methods used by the defendants and other members of the
funny.
That was funny, but I have to read.
No.
This is a long document.
I know, it's funny though.
Then a manner associates enterprise to further the goals of the enterprise and to achieve its purpose included, but we're not limited to the following: false statements to and solicitation of state legislatures. Members of the enterprise, including several of the defendants, appeared at hearings in Fulton County, Georgia, before members of the Georgia General Assembly on December 3rd, 10th, and 30th. At those hearings, these members made false statements. Well, here's the thing. Were they under oath? Typically, Jack, you're under oath. So maybe they have a making false statements like we have for Congress. Because there is perjury and then there's making false statements to Congress for some reason.
Yeah, that's just the technicality, I would think.
Yeah.
But this is bullshit. He made false statements. He said mean things. Yeah. It's Banana Republic nonsense.
Skipping down number 2, false statements to and solicitation of high-ranking state officials. Members of the enterprise made false statements in Fulton County and elsewhere in the state of Georgia to Georgia officials, including the governor, the secretary of state. There's nothing illegal about lying to the governor.
No.
Unless you're under oath in some manner.
Yeah, or he's a cop. You can't lie to the cops. Real quick.
Well, actually, go ahead.
Thank you, tall person. And some food money for you. Happy National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. Ooh.
You absolutely can lie to the police as long as it's not an obstruction thing. If they ask you what color your pants are and you tell them orange and they're clearly blue, they can't arrest you for that unless the whole thing was, we're looking for a guy in blue pants. It has to be pertinent to their investigation. Yeah. They don't like you to know that. Don't lie to the police. It's not a good idea, but unless it's pertinent to the investigation, you can lie to the police all you fucking want.
Real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. RICO and conspiracy charges, from what I've read, shouldn't be constitutional. One is guilty by association, and the other is guilty of having ideas about crimes but not committing them. Or am I reading your laws wrong? No, that sounds about right.
RICO laws are absolutely unconstitutional.
Yeah, they just use them to go after mobsters.
Yeah, because they can't
normally.
What they really like to do this during the 80s and the 90s. The RICO charges come in so that they can fight the mob better. They actually start the 60s?
Yeah, I think
maybe it's the early 70s.
Yeah, it's right around there. But
so what they would do is like they arrest some fucking drug pusher on the street. Like, you're a known associate of Don Corleone, so now we can go after Don Corleone because clearly you knowing him means he knew about the drug selling. And that's literally all it is. You guys, you know each other.
Yeah, it assumes a level of guilt that's not necessarily there. Plus, you can get swept up in a RICO case just by, like, you might be committing some other crime.
Yep.
And somehow they connect it to some bigger fish. The next thing you know, you're going to jail for 20 years for, like, slinging some weed.
Yep.
It's absolutely insane.
Enacted in 1970. Thank you so much, Redacted. Yeah, I knew I watch a lot of those mob videos that are on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of how they take these guys down, and it's actually kind of despicable. We're not talking about nice people here, Jack. We're talking head of crime families. You're talking John Gotti. John Gotti was a horrible fucking person. But getting him on RICO is bullshit. Luckily, they had Sammy the Bull roll, and that they were able to get him on actual murder charges. How does he keep getting away with it? Because your charges were bullshit. Teflon Don, yeah. Until Sammy the Bull flipped and admitted to murdering like 40 fucking people and gets away with it with a slap on the hand. One of the best moments in U.S. criminal history, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you get shitheads prosecutors.
Gave this fucking idiot blanket immunity for whatever he said on the stand, and he just told all of his crimes. Fucking retards. Creation and distribution of false electoral college documents. The members of the enterprise, including several of the defendants, created false electoral college documents and recruited individuals to convene and cast false electoral college votes at the Georgia State Capitol in Fulton County on December 14th, 2020. After the false electoral votes were cast, members of the enterprise transmitted those votes to the President of the United States Senate, the Archivist of the United States, the Georgia Secretary of State, and the Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia. False documents were intended to disrupt and delay the joint session of Congress on January 6th. This is the slate of electors. This is the alternate slate of electors. This is not illegal. This has never been illegal.
It is now because Orange Man did it.
Yeah, and this is kind of the stuff that Jack Smith was trying to push, and even he couldn't get away with it. Anyhow, harassment and intimidation of Fulton County election worker Ruby Freeman.
She had to talk to the Orange Man. That's harassment.
Members of the enterprise, including several of the defendants, falsely accused Fulton County election worker Ruby Freeman of committing election crimes in Fulton County, Georgia. The false accusations were repeated to the Georgia legislators and the Georgia officials in an effort to persuade them to unlawfully change the outcome of the November 3rd presidential election in favor of Trump.
Oh, hang on. Thank you, Keldrick. Georgia, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Democrat. I added that. Its continuing mission to explore strange new bullshit, seek out new fake evidence and new non-crimes, to boldly go where no self-respecting person has gone before. Yeah, sounds about right. Thank you, Keldrick.
Solicitation of high-ranking United States Department of Justice officials. Members of the enterprise, including several of the defendants, corruptly solicited high-ranking United States Department of Justice officials to make false statements to government officials in Fulton County, Georgia, including the governor, speaker, blah, blah, blah. In one instance, Donald Trump stated to the acting attorney general, "Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressman." Now, he said that in making the argument that it actually was corrupt. It's not like he said, "Hey, dude, I know that it's fake, that this is all bullshit, but just say this so we'll take care of it." This is such a dirty, dirty fucking thing here. Lynn Wood, is he one of the lawyers indicted? No, Lynn Wood's name was not in that indictment list.
Interesting.
Solicitation of the Vice President of the United States.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Members of the enterprise, including several of the defendants, corruptly solicited the Vice President of the United States to violate the United States Constitution and federal law by unlawfully rejecting electoral college votes cast in Fulton County. Again, nonsense. They did say, "Hey, we think you have this power." And if you read the statute, I mean, you can make that argument. The statute, it's in the 14th Amendment, 14th, right? Yeah, is not as crystal clear as they want it to sound. It's not as ceremonial as they want to say, specifically ceremonial. It's been treated that way. I think that's the way it should be interpreted, but it's not that clear. People, no, it says he's just supposed to just read it off. It's not exactly what it says. Anyway, Georgia charging violations of federal law. No, Bubba, see, they say it with relation to Georgia, right? Like with the charge to telling Bill Barr, right? Bill Barr, Attorney General Barr, "Hey, just say it's corrupt and leave the rest to us." That was within him trying to get them to stop the election based on stuff that happened in Fulton County. See, so it was still attached to Georgia. Georgia has one of the dumbest fucking laws when it comes to this stuff. Unlawful breach of election equipment in Georgia and elsewhere. Members of the enterprise, including several of the defendants, corruptly conspired in Fulton County, Georgia, and elsewhere to unlawfully access secure voting equipment and voter data. In Georgia, members of the enterprise stole data, including ballot imaging, voting equipment software, and personal voter information. The stolen data was then distributed to other members of the enterprise, including members in other states. Now, this part comes up, Jack, because they were looking to get their hands on one of these voting machines to see if you could fake it, if you could easily change it. Because there was one lady who said that, you could easily set up the machine so that if somebody votes for Trump, it would turn to Biden. I don't know if that's true. But they're making their case, and they actually get invited to go see one of the machines, to go check out the machines. And they're like, you committed crimes. They got permission.
No, it's a crime now. If lying is a crime, so is getting permission to do something.
You didn't have the right permission. Yeah.
You didn't get permission from these clowns. How dare you?
And finally, my favorite, obstruction. I love obstruction charges because you can put that on anything.
Yeah.
Obstructive acts in furtherance of the conspiracy and cover-up. Members of the enterprise, including several defendants, filed false documents, made false statements to government investigators, and committed perjury in judicial proceedings in Fulton County, elsewhere in furtherance of the cover-up of the conspiracy. Acts of racketeering activity. This is where it gets fun, you guys. Acts of racketeering activity and overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. As part of and on behalf of the criminal enterprise detailed above, the defendants and other members and associates of the enterprise committed overt acts to affect the objectives of the enterprise, including, but not limited to. Yes, racketeering. That's what they're hitting them with. Act 1. On or about the 4th day of November 2020, Donald John Trump made a national televised speech falsely declaring victory in the 2020 presidential election. Approximately 4 days earlier, on or about October 31st, Donald John Trump discussed a draft speech with unindicted co-conspirator Individual 1, whose identity is known to the grand jury, that falsely declared victory and falsely claimed voter fraud. The speech was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Is that why he's still president? Oh, wait.
Because he wrote a speech before the election, Jack, where they had already been warning about election fraud because of all of the mail-in ballot voting bullshit.
All the harvesting and whatnot.
Because he wrote a speech declaring victory and saying that there was fraud. That's it, you guys. That's a criminal act.
They're going after Trump to punish Trump voters because they voted for Trump.
On or about the 15th day of November, Rudolph Giuliani placed a telephone call to unindicted co-conspirator Individual 2, whose identity is known, and left an approximately 83-second long voicemail message for the unindicted co-conspirator, making statements concerning fraud in the November 3rd election. This telephone call was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Giuliani places a call saying, hey, we think there was some fraud here. That's part of the conspiracy.
Well, obviously. I mean, how could it not be? Oh, thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. Trump, there are 4 lights, Fulton County. I see 5.
On or about the 19th day of November, we're 4 days later, Giuliani, Jenna Lynn Ellis, Sidney Catherine Powell, and unindicted co-conspirator Individual 3, whose identity is known to the grand jury, appeared at a press conference at the Republican National Committee headquarters on behalf of Donald John Trump and Donald John Trump for President, Incorporated, and made false statements concerning fraud in the November 3rd presidential election in Georgia and elsewhere. These were overt acts. So they go to the Republican National Committee, which, by the way, is not a government organization. The Republican National Committee is a private corporation.
That doesn't matter for the purposes of putting him in jail.
And they tell him, we think there was fraud. And they're like, see, conspiracy.
Obviously. I'm surprised they didn't go after everybody that's on the board of the Republican Party.
They're probably the unindicted co-conspirators there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're only on the second. Well, Act 1, Act 2, Act 2. Yeah, somebody needs to learn to number better because we're on the third one. And so far, all they're saying is they said there was fraud in the election.
Yeah, he said things we don't like. Speech crime.
So far, nothing of this is illegal. They're just saying, see, because they were saying it, it's part of a cabal.
Are we living in the UK? Is he going to get arrested for thinking a prayer?
This is more like, Cuba.
Venezuela, maybe.
This is more like some commie bullshit to take out your enemies with nonsense.
Yeah, this is absolutely nonsense. He said some things. Whoop-de fucking do. Welcome to America where we have that First Amendment, you sacks of shit. If they could do this to him, imagine what they're going to do to citizens.
Oh, sure. This is number 4. On or about the 20th day of November, David James Schaefer sent an email to unindicted co-conspirator number 4, whose identity is known, and other individuals. In the email, David James Schaefer, I don't know why they have to say this twice, stated that Scott Graham Hall, a Georgia bail bondsman, quote, has been looking into the election on behalf of the president at the request of David Bossie, end quote, and asked unindicted co-conspirator individual number 4 to exchange contact information with Scott Graham Hall and to help him as needed.
How is this a crime? How is this an element of a crime?
Well, wait. This was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. That's how. Dude sent an email going, hey, we got this guy looking into it. Could you please help him out in any way you can and get some contact info for him? This is not the only time that getting contact info is made to be a crime. Yeah. Act number 5, on or about the November 20th, Trump and Mark Meadows met with Majority Leader of the Michigan Senate. Again, why does this have anything to do with Georgia? Speaker of the House of the Michigan Representatives and other Michigan legislators in the Oval Office. And Trump made false statements concerning fraud in the November 3rd election. Rudy Giuliani joined the meeting by phone. This meeting was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. I just want to repeat one time, or at least one time, that if Donald John Trump believes the election was stolen, none of this is a crime. In fact, it was his duty. I don't know why people don't get that through their heads.
Because they don't want to.
And this is why you have some people going, he must have known. He must have known. You can't know what he knew. You can't know what he thought. How many people think the fucking world is flat?
Too many.
Yeah. But no, Donald Trump couldn't have actually thought that the election was stolen from. Donald Trump, one of the most egotistical men on the planet, could not believe he lost an election? Really?
Yeah, it's just weird how that happens.
The same people would tell you he would never leave office. He'd have to be drug out of there.
In chains.
They would have to drag him out. They think that he knew. All right. Act 6, on or about the 21st day of November, Mark Meadows sent a text message to the United States Representative Scott Perry from Pennsylvania and stated, can you send me the number for the Speaker and leader of the PA legislators? POTUS wants to chat with them.
Oh, he wants to talk to somebody? Oh, traitor.
Yeah. Hey, dude, can you toss me some phone numbers? The president wants to talk to these guys. That is an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Oh, as somebody on the internet once said, betrayal.
Betrayal. On or about the 22nd day, Trump and Giuliani placed a telephone call to Speaker of the Arizona House of Representatives. During the phone call, Rudy Giuliani made false statements concerning fraud in the November 3rd election. and solicited, requested, and importuned Bowers to unlawfully appoint presidential electors from Arizona. Bowers declined and later testified to the United States House of Representatives Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States that he told Donald John Trump, "I would not break my oath." The false statement and solicitation were overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. No, it is not. It's not illegal to go, dude. We think we were cheated. We think there should be an alternate slate of electors. We even have the term alternate slate of electors for a fucking reason. It's like they think that's a brand new thing, knowing damn good and well it's not.
Look, your hate facts, they have no place here.
We are
going to get Orange Man.
We are only on the 25th day of November when Rudy Giuliani and Jenna Ellis appeared, spoke, and presented witnesses at a meeting of the Pennsylvania legislators in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. During the meeting, Giuliani made false statements concerning fraud. And Jenna Ellis solicited, requested, and opportuned the Pennsylvania legislature present unlawful electors. So again, them asking for unlawful electors. Monkey, how was it with the grandchild day? It was great. It was great. It would have been nicer if it wasn't rainy outside. But we had a decent enough time in the house. She was a little bored, and I was not in good shape today. I did as much as we could. We watched a whole lot of The Emperor's New Groove and the spin-offs from that. Apparently, she's recently discovered that, and she really likes it, so that's what we watched. I'd never seen it before. It's cute enough, but I see why it's not a classic, because it relied way too heavily on pop culture shit.
Yeah, it makes it dated real quick.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch like Aladdin, there's a few things snuck in. Like, for some reason, Robin Williams does a oh shit, I just lost his name. Ed Sullivan impression in there, which is not. I mean, they've already forgot who Ed Sullivan was.
Yeah, Ed Sullivan's been dead for like 30 years.
But there's very few of those in Aladdin. It's all throughout The Emperor's New Groove. So anyhow, we had a good time though. We had a good time. Where are we? Act 10, on or about the 26th day of November, Rudy Giuliani and Jenna Ellis placed a telephone call. These fucking phone calls, man.
Oh,
we need to outlaw phones.
It's one of the unindicted co-conspirators, Alexander Graham Bell.
Yes, it was. To the Speaker of the Pennsylvania House, left a voicemail for the purpose of soliciting, requesting, and importuning him to unlawfully appoint presidential electors. There's a whole lot of this. They asked for alternate slates of electors. That's the same one in this next one where it's Giuliani talking to the president pro tempore of the Senate in Pennsylvania. Act 12 here is, let's see, this one is House of Representative Brian Cutler in Pennsylvania asking for it. The next one is to the president pro tem again in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure why it's twice on there. Act 14, same. This one's going to, it's a lot of Pennsylvania, man. I'm guessing these are multiple days. No, because those two are in the same day, right?
It's a separate phone calls, probably.
Oh, it is the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. There we go.
Oh.
On the 29th, they did it again. Those sons of bitches.
Using the phone.
Act 17. Here we get a little bit of a difference. On or about the 30th day of November, Giuliani and Ellis appeared, spoke, and presented witnesses at a meeting of the Arizona legislatures in Phoenix. Unindicted co-conspirator number 5 and 6, whose identities are known, blah, blah, blah. During the meeting, Giuliani made false statements concerning fraud, presidential election in Arizona, and solicited, requested, and importuned the Arizona legislators to unlawfully appoint electors. So did Ellis. Donald Trump joined the meeting by telephone and made false statements concerning fraud on the 3rd. presidential election in Arizona. These were overt acts. Are you guys getting the picture? It's the same shit over and over. Basically, everything they did in the election, every part of it, if they did it, it's part of the conspiracy. Now we're going to skip down so we can get past some of this stuff. On or about, this is one of my favorites, Act 22, on or about the 3rd day of December, Donald Trump caused to be tweeted from the Twitter account at Real Donald Trump. Georgia hearing now on OANN. Amazing. This was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Donald Trump tweeted that there was a hearing online or that you could watch on OANN, One America News Network. And that was part of the conspiracy. All he said was it was on and that it was amazing. I do love the cause to be tweeted from the Twitter.
Yeah. Oh my God, he sent a tweet. I'm suspecting that a lot of these charges are just to intimidate people and to take in like state's evidence. You know,
I look at these and I can't imagine a defense attorney not going, "Oh hell yeah, I'll take this one."
Right? Like, because this is so fucking insane. Oh, he tweeted, "This is amazing." How is that a crime?
You know what, Jack? Technically, right now, we are part of the furtherance of this conspiracy.
Oh, don't give them ideas, dude.
We're reading this and we're reading it out on the internet. We're causing this to be read out on the internet.
Oh my God. How dare we? I always knew I'd end up in federal prison for something ridiculous.
This next one is them naming the list of alternate electors. Frosted Glass, thank you. So he committed like, share, and subscribe. Yes, he did. He posted to social media. Part of the conspiracy.
These prosecutors are. This is so ridiculous. This is such an affront to the Constitution and what it stands for.
On or about the 3rd day of December, Rudy Giuliani committed the felony offense of false statements and writings in violation of OCGA 16-10-20 in Fulton County, Georgia, by knowingly, willfully, and unlawfully making at least one of the following false statements.
What is this, a multiple choice question?
And representations to members of the Georgia Senate present at the Judiciary Subcommittee hearing. Number 1, this is one of the possible things he said. Look, he said one of these, but we're not sure which one. That at least 96,600 mail-in ballots were counted in the November 3rd, 2020 presidential election in Georgia, despite there being no record of those ballots having been returned by a county elections office. Or he said that Dominion voting systems equipment used in the presidential election. I'm going to try to stop saying the fucking dates. In Antrim County, Michigan, mistakenly recorded 6,000 votes for Joe Biden when the votes were actually cast for Donald Trump. That happened.
Yeah. Was that a real thing?
That's a real thing. Antrim County posts their results. And Antrim County, for those who don't know, it's way up north in Michigan. We're talking deep red country. And this fucking county goes blue. And like, what the fuck happened? Now, the official claim is, oh, they just entered it into the system wrong. All right, maybe.
Sure. Let's go with that story.
But it is possible that the votes were just reversed in the machine. And without checking the machine, we don't know, and we're not allowed to actually see it. But yeah, absolutely. The votes pop up. That county is, you can see it all over the news. It turns blue, and the people of that county went, wait, that can't be right. And they were the ones who went, excuse me, we have questions. And suddenly the numbers come down, and what pops up, they are reversed. So even if you want to say that it was just because they were entered incorrectly, it is still perfectly legit to question whether or not it was the voting machine that was at fault.
Oh, dare you question it? No. Bad monkey.
Said statements being within the jurisdiction of the office of the. Now they're saying that it's illegal for him to say that, even though that was in Michigan, because he said it in Georgia. Yeah.
No,
Anyhow.
his phone call crossed state lines. I see where they're going with that.
Yes, indeed. On or about the 3rd day of December, Ray Stalling Smith committed the felony offense. By the way, there are several felony offenses in here, and then there's one serious felony offense.
Ooh, they're not playing games.
Do you know what the serious felony was?
I'm sure it's something fucking ridiculous. Is it a tweet?
It's RICO. RICO itself, the RICO violation.
My brother's dog? Oh,
yes.
Oh, the RICO violation. Okay.
The RICO all of the other ones are just serious, or are just felonies. That is a serious felony. Just saying. Anyway, false statements in writing in violation of OCGA by knowingly, willfully, and unlawfully making at least one of the following statements. We have another multiple choice here, Jack. Why at least one? Is this a lawyer thing I'm not familiar with? Look, I'm not a lawyer, for those of you who are thinking that the guy with the monkey avatar on the internet who tells you he does this from his basement was a lawyer. I'm not. I don't think Jack is. I am
also
either.
not a lawyer, in case the stick figure wasn't a dead giveaway.
Yeah, so maybe this is just a lawyer thing where they have to do it like he did say all these things, but leave it up to the jury about, maybe he didn't say one of them, but you can still get him on the others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, these are some of the things he might have said. All of this is to try and get someone to roll over and lie about Trump, says Karma. Look, part of this is to try to get people to roll.
Oh, absolutely.
They are desperate. They are desperate for anybody to finally come out and say Trump knew all along. I have proof Trump knew all along. Because without that, everything has to be, he had to have known. So yeah, that's part of what they're doing here. Anyway, the statements that he might have made, Jack, that 2,506 felons voted illegally in the presidential election in Georgia, that 66,248 underage people illegally registered to vote before their 17th birthday prior to the November 3rd election, at least 2,423 people voted in the November 3rd presidential election in Georgia who were not listed as registered to vote, that 1,043 people voted in the November election who had illegally registered to vote using a post office box, that 10,315 or more dead people voted in the presidential election in Georgia.
That's the most believable so far, by the way.
And that Fulton County election workers at State Farm Arena ordered poll watchers and members of the media to leave the tabulation area on the night of November 3rd and continued to operate after ordering everyone to leave.
Actually, you know what? Everything you just listed sounds plausible.
Well, isn't that 6-1 one we know happened?
If I remember correctly, yeah. Because we talked about something about that at the time. That was at least to the accusation going around.
There was supposedly the water main break, remember?
Yeah.
And so they had to order everybody out.
Yeah, and then they never told them to come back in. They just went back to work.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Bob Potato says that last one is a fact. Yeah. But he might have said these things. Anyway, said statements being within the jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. On or about the 3rd day of December, Donald Trump caused to be tweeted. Fuck me. Caused to be tweeted from the account Real Donald Trump. Wow, blockbuster testimony taking place right now in Georgia. Ballot stuffing by Dems when Republicans were forced to leave the large counting room. Plenty more coming, but this alone leads to an easy win of the state. This was an overt act of further. He tweeted, y'all.
Yeah, how dare he?
Ness says, wasn't it a leaky toilet? There were several stories that came out, and I don't remember what they finally settled on what it was some kind of water thing, which thankfully didn't damage any of the ballots. You had to leave, but it didn't damage anything.
If I remember correctly, the original story was it was a water main break, but it turned out to be just like a toilet problem, something easily contained.
On or about the 3rd day of December, Donald Trump caused to be tweeted. Yes, again, he tweeted. People in Georgia got caught cold bringing in massive numbers of ballots and putting them in voting machines in quotes. Great job, Brian Kemp. This was an overt act. We have lots of tweets from him throughout this. What do we have now? 3 tweets where Donald Trump, and one of them was just him saying something was on, excuse me, something was on TV.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That motherfucker.
Out there, he likes something.
This is what the DA in Fulton County is concentrating on.
Because they got nothing otherwise.
Well, they have other serious crimes going on.
Oh, no. This is the most serious because it involves Orange Man.
The Georgia murder rate is down a little bit from last year, Jack. But last year was up ridiculously from the year before.
Look, your hate facts have no place here. There's nothing more important than getting Orange Man.
Got to get this Orange Man and the dude whose hair leaks and Jenna. Got to get all these people because they didn't believe that the election was fair.
Yeah, they didn't believe our story, so how dare they question anything we do? How dare you traitor.
Guys, I realize it would make you probably part of the conspiracy Jack and I have going on, but please hit the like button, the thumbs up on Rumble. If you're not already subscribed to me and Jack, please do so at all of our different channels. They're all linked below. And share. Please share.
Yeah, my conspiracy is to find a way to retire early and goof off a lot. But it's pretty lame conspiracy compared to tweeting.
Well, you should tweet that out so we know that it's part of the furtherance of the conspiracy.
This crazy bitch might actually come after you for it.
If you can and are so inclined, please donate to Jack or myself. The link is at the top of your chat in YouTube. It's also in the description of YouTube and Rumble videos. All right, where are we? On or about the 3rd day of December, Trump met with Speaker of the Pennsylvania House, Brian Cutler, in the Oval Office at the White House and discussed holding a special session of the Pennsylvania General Assembly. That fucker.
How dare he?
Have a good one, Nancy.
Later, Nancy.
On or between the 3rd and the 26th.
Holy shit, that's a broad range.
Of December, Rudy Giuliani placed a telephone call between the 3rd and the 26th. You can't narrow that down?
Right? Like even a little? Like within a fortnight?
Keldrick, thank you so much. How dare Trump, checks notes, make observations and express his opinions? Exactly.
Yeah. First Amendments don't apply to orangies.
No, it's proof of a conspiracy, man.
Yeah, proof of a conspiratorial orangey.
This is as bad as the mafia whacking people who go against them. This is as bad as the mafia running drugs and women and guns.
Yeah, this is just straight up Banana Republic nonsense.
I hope you guys are seeing why you've heard me many times on this show and earlier today tell you that RICO laws are bullshit. I think this is a good example, Jack.
I agree.
All right. So somewhere in the month of December, Giuliani placed a telephone call to the president pro tempore of the Georgia state, Cecil, I don't care, for the purpose of making false statements concerning fraud in the November 3rd presidential election. For the purpose, he called the guy to lie to him. That's what you just said.
Yeah. Very viciously evil of him.
Not illegal to lie.
It is when you're orange.
On or between the 3rd and the 26th, Trump placed a call to the same person. This was just placed a call. Nothing about it. Not lied.
Well,
nothing. Just called him.
Well, he's not allowed to use phones. It's been disallowed.
You know, the people who believe this, you're like, but Trump, he's got the power and the influence. These are the same people that will tell you that the Twitter files meant nothing because it's not like they told him to do it. On or about the 5th day, Donald Trump placed a telephone call to Brian Kemp and solicited, requested, and importuned Kemp to call a special session of the Georgia General Assembly. Again, that's not illegal. But
he's orange.
they finish all of these. I haven't been reading it, but they finish every one of these with this was an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Their conspiracy is that they tried to overturn the election. Well, that's not illegal if they're doing it within legal means.
You know that the entire Republican Party is a conspiracy to stop the Democrats. So
yes.
obviously we should charge them all because that's for evidence of furtherance of a conspiracy.
Young Geezer says Russia was more realistic than this.
Right?
At least they tried a little harder. Fuck. You made a phone call. That's literally all that one said. He made a phone call.
A phone call in furtherance of a conspiracy.
On or about the 6th day of December, Trump caused to be tweeted from his account. Gee, what a surprise. Has anyone informed the so-called, says he has no power to do anything, Governor Brian Kemp and his puppet Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, Georgia, that they could easily solve this mess and win signature verification and call a special election so easy? And then there was a link. Donald Trump tweeted out that he believed that Brian Kemp could say that it was false and get a special session. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Apparently there is.
What
fucking grand jury retards put this through? Like, how stupid are they?
We saw the chick that was the forewoman of the grand jury.
Yeah, that if she's the forewoman, imagine how dumb everybody else is.
Can you find that video for us?
Oh, you know I can.
Thank you. On or about the 6th day of December, Sidney Catherine Powell entered into a written engagement agreement with Sullivan Strickler LLC, a forensic data firm located in Fulton County, for the performance of computer forensic collection and analysis on the Dominion voting machine equipment in Michigan and elsewhere. The unlawful breach of election equipment in Coffee County, Georgia, was subsequently performed under this agreement. Okay, if you had an unlawful breach, you should be going after the people who did it. And unless you can point that Powell instructed them to do something wrong, then that's not up to her. That's on them. Anyhow, on or about the 6th day, Robert David Cheeley sent an email to John Charles Eastman, unindicted co-conspirator number 8, and Georgia Senator Brandon Beach, that stated, I am working on setting up a call with you and the Speaker and the President pro tem tomorrow. I am also making the leadership aware of the importance of Trump electors to meet on December 14th. Please provide the citation to the requirement of the duties which they must comply. He sent an email saying this is happening. What are the rules for this to happen? That dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah, that monster. How dare he ask questions? Oh, I wouldn't know how something's supposed to work. Fuck you, just guess like a normal person.
On that same day, he emailed the same people and stated that Donald Trump's presidential elector nominees in Georgia needed to meet on December 14th, sign 6 set of certified certificates of vote, and mail them to the president of the Senate and other officials. Again, this is just setting up an alternative slate of electors. Not illegal. He sent another email. Fuck me. Did any of these emails say, hey, we know this is bullshit, but we're going to try this? Any of them? All right. Sent an email to co-conspirator 2 this time, and stated that he had been speaking with John Charles Eastman and was attempting to set up a call with the Speaker to encourage these people to call a special session. In the email, Cheeley stated, Professor Eastman told me tonight that it is critical that the 16 electors for President Trump meet next Monday. and vote in accordance with 3 USC 7. In the email, Robert David Cheeley further stated, I assume you can make sure this happens. I don't know if you guys caught that, but right here, in accordance, that doesn't highlight very well, does it? In accordance with 3 USC 7. For those who don't know what USC is, those are the United States the United States laws. That's United States Code is what USC means. He said we have to comply with the United States law. This guy is a monster.
Yeah, how dare he try and comply with the law? Don't they know that thing doesn't really mean anything anymore?
He sent 3 emails, 2 of which specifically mention following the rules, one of which specifically mentions following United States law.
Weird.
That son of a bitch.
It's just insane. How dare you follow the law?
Do we have the video? Okay. Let's take a break from what we're watching or what we're reading. A little humor break here. So that we can see one of the women who was in charge of making sure these charges went through. Jack, this woman, oh my God. All right, let me make sure our volume's all the way up. Here she is. This is the former jury forewoman. This is the grand jury that ended, and then they had the new one convene, which only met for like a day, and signed off on all the charges, even though they were supposed to have at least 2 witnesses, Jack, which is kind of weird.
Nah, witnesses. That's optional, right? It's just a guideline.
How could they get the charges all together when they only had 2 witnesses today? Clearly, I mean, there's like 60 of these damn things where they did this. You just had some new witnesses.
You screen the witnesses, screen the everything, and just be like, good enough, right?
All right, here's she looks like Demon Spawn on Peter Strzok. On Peter Strzok. Yeah. Here we go.
Personally want to hear from the former president. I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president.
Oh, wait, I missed.
Because I got to swear everybody in.
Here, there we go. I just want to pause right there. This is the woman who was the foreperson of the jury. I wanted to hear from the president because I get to swear everybody in.
It's like you took your kids to some like fake courtroom where they could dress in little suits and pretend they're lawyers.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in. I kind of just thought that would be an awesome moment.
All right. I mean, maybe it would have been an awesome moment for her, Jack, but that bitch is crazy.
Yeah,
a
little bit.
We just said she was crazy on here. We caused that to be said on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
That probably breaks some Georgia law.
Probably. I'm going to tweet about it later. It breaks some more Georgia laws.
Yeah, that apparently is the former jury forewoman in this grand jury. All right. On the 7th, unindicted co-conspirator individual 2, whose identity is known, sent an email to Robert David Cheeley and David James Schaffer, stated, Bob, can you get on a call with David Schaefer, state GOP chair, and I later this morning to discuss? David has been on top of the latest efforts in the state. I get off a board call around 10:30. This was an overt act. Well, then why isn't Mr. Co-Conspirator 2 part of the indictment? Because this is from him. This is an email from him. So these 2 guys received an email on December 7th of all days, Jack. This is worse than Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, that's a day that'll live in like double infamy. Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. On or about the day of November 27th, the defendant committed texting from his phone Hey, bro, swinging by Taco Bell. You want me to pick up some of those nacho fries you like? We're not sure how this is treasonous yet, but we're working on it. Well, it's in furtherance of a conspiracy, clearly. A conspiracy
And-
against a toilet.
An overt act of
An
that
overt
conspiracy
act.
against the
Uh, an overt act of terrorism against a toilet. An innocent porcelain toilet. And I bet that toilet was black.
An overt act rather than an accidental tweet about Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so monstrous. Thank you, Frosted.
On or about the 7th day, fucking Giuliani caused to be tweeted. Yep. He was tweeting on the December 7th. How disrespectful, fucker. Caused to be tweeted from the account Rudy Giuliani, a retweet of an unindicted co-conspirator, individual 8, whose identity is known to the grand jury. They do realize that with us being able to see that, we can look up who that is. All you have to do is type in part of the statement, space, from, colon, at Giuliani, and it'll bring up this tweet. You could have just named him at that point.
Could have, but this is more fun because it's intimidation.
Anyway, Giuliani retweeted this. Georgia Patriot call to action. Today is the day we need you to call your state. Wow. I'm sorry. It's a call to have people call their state senator and congressperson and ask for a special session.
And isn't that perfectly legal?
Yeah. It's 100% legal. We must have free and fair elections in Georgia, and this is our only path to ensuring every legal vote is counted.
Every legal vote. He didn't say anything weird there. That was a perfectly innocuous tweet.
No, I don't know if you know this, Jack, but that was an act in furtherance, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
What conspiracy? Asking the public to hold a special session to determine everything's kosher?
To petition their legislatures for redress of grievance?
Oh my God, how dare they? How dare
like
you question the nobility, you fucking peasant?
I feel like that's protected somewhere.
Only on paper.
On or about the 7th, John Charles Eastman sent an email to Giuliani with an attached memorandum titled "The Real Deadline for Settling States' Electoral Votes." The body of the email stated, "Here's the memo we discussed." That son of a bitch. The memorandum was written by Kenneth John Chesborough to James R. Tropis, an attorney associated with the Trump campaign, and advocates for the position that the Trump presidential electoral nominees in Wisconsin should meet and cast electoral votes for Donald Trump on December 14th, despite the fact that Donald Trump lost the election in Wisconsin. All right, now this is the first one where I don't see how it is in any way that they can claim this is part of the conspiracy in Georgia.
Yeah, there's a lot of these that I'm a little on the fence about, honestly. Like, I guess if a phone call originates from Georgia, okay, I get that. But I don't know. I don't get this one at all. This makes no damn sense.
You can make the argument that like the tweets, people from Georgia can see it.
Yeah, but how do we even know if the tweets were done from Georgia?
Well, it doesn't matter if it was from there. If they could be seen in Georgia, then it's furtherance of the. Look, it's dumb, but at least I can see that. This one is literally just about Wisconsin, with no connection whatsoever.
I really hope Trump's lawyers are competent because half this shit should be thrown out with the first motion. This is ridiculous nonsense. Real quick, though. Thank you, Terry Alexander. That 4 woman looks like she has a few chromosomes short of a full 23. Yeah, I would go a little higher than that. She looks like her boyfriend is also her brother, uncle, daddy, and cousin. This bitch sounds nuttier than squirrel shit after I got trapped in a Planters peanut shipping factory. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with all that. Although I probably would bang that chick. Just saying.
Nuttier than squirrel shit is one of my favorite expressions.
Yeah, but nuttier than squirrel shit trapped in a Planters peanut shipping factory is a really elaborate one, and I like
Very
that.
elaborate, yeah.
And it seems accurate too.
One of my other favorites is colder than a witch's tit. And then you can add on to that in a brass bra, and then you can add on to that in February. I don't know why that one makes me laugh, but it's one I heard growing up. The other one for cold is colder than a well digger's ass.
Yeah, my dad likes that one.
That one's a great one. That's a great one.
He would say colder than a well digger's reputation.
Colder than a well digger's ass. If you ever actually talk to a well digger, they'll tell you that is perfectly earned.
Well,
it's cold in them holes, man.
Yeah, you're digging holes down. Fending off Morlocks, trying to steal their water,
All right, let's see. On or about December 7th, Donald Trump requested that Bill White, the individual associated with the Trump campaign, then residing in Fulton County, provide him with certain information, including contact information for Majority Leader of the Georgia Senate, the President pro tempore of the Georgia Senate. The following day, White sent an email containing the requested information to Rudolph Giuliani, unindicted co-conspirator 5, whose identity is known. So Donald Trump said, "Hey, can you give me the contact information for these guys?" And the guy said, "Yeah, here you go."
So because somebody had a phone book, they're now a co-conspirator.
Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Colder than the witch's tit in the brass bra, Grandpa Camel. Oh, yeah, my dad liked that one a lot. On or about December 7th, Giuliani placed a telephone call to the Georgia Speaker of House and discussed holding a special session.
So
that's it. He called the guy and like, "Hey, can we have this special session?" The guy went, "Nah." That was it. Furtherance of the conspiracy. This is the bullshit with the RICO Act. Everything is like, look, it's part of the conspiracy.
This is the absolute lamest conspiracy probably in history.
It is. On or about the 7th day of December, Donald Trump committed the felony offense. Uh-oh. We got a real one here. Remember, most of these don't actually say they're felonies. There's only a couple of them that do. The felony offense of solicitation of violation of an oath by a public officer in violating OCGA. Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. 16-4-7 and 16-10-1 in Fulton County by unlawfully soliciting, requesting, and opportuning Speaker of the Georgia House, a public officer, to engage in conduct constituting the felony offense of violating the oath of office, 16-10-1, by calling a special session for the purpose of unlawfully appointing presidential electors from Georgia in willful and intentional violation of the terms of the oath of said person as prescribed by law, with intent that that person engage in said conduct. All right, that's a lot of words for him to say. He asked him to hold a special session, and they think holding that special session was illegal. Because you can't hold a special session for alternative electors, even though it's been done many times.
But they didn't hold the special election.
They did not. But he asked for it.
So?
That's a felony.
So, if you walk down the street of a major city, some dude will ask you if you want crack, and you say no. Are you in the furtherance of a conspiracy? No. Some weirdo randomly has solicited you for something.
Karma says, wait. Yeah. What they're saying here is that Donald Trump committed a felony by asking the guy to break the law. So in your scenario there, Jack, it would be the drug dealer would be Donald Trump because he offered the crack or whatever.
Yeah, dude said no. So there's what Trump did, if he believed the election was stolen, was not against the law. This whole thing is predicated on such a loose foundation. I don't understand how they think that. Oh, I know. Yeah, they're gonna rig this fucking thing, and he's gonna go to jail.
I have no doubt in my mind that Donald Trump 100% believes he won the 2020 election. Which is why all of these charges to me, all the ones we've seen, Jack, that have anything to do with the election, whether it's from Jack Smith or this chick, they're all bullshit.
Yeah.
Because once again, as the president of the United States, he takes an oath to uphold the Constitution. And if he believes the election was bullshit, then he has a duty to make sure that everything was on the up and up. It's literally his fucking job. Now, you don't have to like Trump. You don't have to believe that the election was stolen. But as long as he does, none of this is false. None of this is wrong. Asking that guy to hold a special session, Trump didn't do it knowing or thinking that he was breaking the law here. He was thinking he was upholding the law, and that changes it entirely. Donald Trump commits a felony when he takes a dump, according to these people. Yeah, he says psychos, but yeah, you're not wrong. Everything Trump does is a criminal act. That son of a bitch.
Every poop he takes is a Russian collusion.
Russian collusion. He asked them to help get Hillary's emails, jokingly, in front of the whole fucking world.
Yeah, who would do that as a serious thing?
These people are so fucking stupid.
It's amazing how they have this dichotomy with Trump where they think he's a buffoon, but also a criminal mastermind at the same time. It's amazing.
On or about the 8th day, Donald Trump placed a telephone call to Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr for the purpose of making false statements concerning fraud in the election in Georgia and elsewhere. During the telephone call, Donald John Trump asked Carr not to discourage other state attorney generals from joining attorneys general. I always say that wrong. From joining a federal lawsuit filed by the state of Texas contesting the admission of the November 3rd presidential election in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So he called them and said, hey, could you not join this shit? Or could you not discourage people from joining this lawsuit? So?
Isn't that part of redress of grievances? Like
It's
any random citizen could call that dude and be like, please don't do this.
But not Donald John Trump, because that's part of an overt act.
In furtherance of a conspiracy that they've created in their fucking crazy mind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is such bullshit on its face. I'm disgusted by the fact that this is going on at all, but that we have all these nonsense indictments against. It's just so un-American. This is so antithetical to our entire system.
On or about the 8th of December, Donald John Trump and John Charles Eastman placed a telephone call to Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel to request her assistance in gathering certain individuals to meet and cast electoral votes for Trump on the 14th in certain states, despite the fact Trump lost the election. Again, Ronna McDaniel she still is. She's the head of the RNC, which is a private company. And they asked her, hey, can you help us get a hold of some of these people to be electors? That fucker. On or about the 8th, Michael Roman sent a text message to unindicted co-conspirator number 4, whose identity is known, stated that he had spoken to Misty Hampton. That kind of sounds like a stripper name.
It sounds a lot like a stripper name.
Misty Nips would be a better one, though.
Misty Hamptons, so you could get a titty joke in there.
Misty Gardens.
Misty Gardens.
Misty Mommy Box.
Oh my God, that's a little too out on the nose.
Yeah, that's a porn star's name.
Yeah.
Anyway, Misty Hampton and asked unindicted co-conspirator 4 to get Misty Hampton to attend the hearing before the Georgia House.
And
so On or about the 9th. We're finally up to the 9th of November, you guys.
Jeez.
Kenneth John Chesborough wrote a memorandum titled Statutory Requirements for December 14th Electoral Votes to James R. Tropis, an attorney associated with the Trump campaign. The memorandum provided detailed state-specific instructions for how Trump presidential elector nominees in Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin would meet and cast votes for Trump on the 14th, despite the fact that Trump lost. Misty Box, that's another good one. Very good one. Again, that one might be a little too overt.
That sounds a little like she has a leakage problem.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with this. He wrote a memo on how this should happen, and I guarantee you it was based on the legal requirements for it. And fuck, they've told us several times about these being written on the legal requirement. On or about the 10th of December, Keith John Chesborough sent an email to Georgia Republican Party Chairman David James Schaefer and unindicted co-conspirator 9. Kenneth John Chesborough stated in the email that certain individuals associated with the Trump campaign asked him to help coordinate the other 5 contested states to help with the logistics of electors in other states, hopefully joining in casting their votes on Monday. They asked me to help set this up.
Dun, dun, dun.
Again, nothing illegal about alternative electors. On or about the 10th. You know, maybe you could make the case that Pence had done something wrong if he'd accepted these alternative slates of electors. But them being brought up, there's literally nothing illegal about that. And again, as you pointed out, the Democrats have done this too. On or about the 10th of December, Kenneth John Chesborough sent another email with attachments to David James Schaefer and unindicted co-conspirators 9, 10, and 11. The documents were to be used by Trump's presidential elector nominees in Georgia for the purpose of casting votes for Donald John Trump. They made the ballot, Jack.
Bastards. I found something that I think we need to address here because this is some unindicted co-conspirators. Monkey,
well, let's see what we have here.
That third one there.
Oh, the third one?
Third one.
Oh, I opened up the second one because that was the only one.
That we could do after the thingy.
Oh, all right. Oh. Da-da-da-da-da. I didn't mean to shut down the whole screen. That was my bad. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, look at these unindicted co-conspirators who tried to overturn the 2016 election.
Of the Electoral College, this message is for you. As you know, our founding fathers built the Electoral College to safeguard the American people from the dangers of a demagogue. And
what?
You've seen this commercial, right?
I have, but I have to stop this when they say stupid shit.
Yeah.
The Electoral College was not to stop from the dangers of a demagogue. It was to make sure that the states were evenly apportioned and no one state, just because of its size, had more power than the others.
Nope, demagoguery.
When it came to choosing who the president was. That's literally what it was for, you fucking retard. Beast Boy, what's up, my friend? How are you?
Hey, Beast Boy.
I just got to point out, because I always do, I did watch your Hunter video the other day.
That was funny.
Where he's standing up for old Vashi boy. I love that you call him Daddy Vosh. I call him that myself. Anyhow, guys, make sure you check out Beast Boy's channel.
And to ensure that the presidency only goes to someone who is to an eminent degree endowed with the requisite qualifications.
Cherry picking the Federalist Papers will never win you favor with me. Anyhow.
An eminent degree. someone who is highly qualified for the job.
The qualifications put into the Constitution to become president is that you have to be a natural citizen and 35 years of age. That is the eminently qualified standards that they put into the Constitution.
It was her turn, monkey.
I'm fairly certain Donald Trump meets both of those.
Oh, it was her turn.
It was her turn.
Electoral College was created specifically to prevent an unfit candidate from becoming president.
Wrong.
There are 538 members of the Electoral College. You
and just 36 other conscientious Republican electors can make a difference
by voting your conscience on December 19th.
And then vote your conscience. By the way, this is illegal. When you've been put up there to the Electoral College and you're supposed to vote for somebody, that's who you're supposed to vote for. And it is illegal to not do so. They're asking for a criminal act here.
Yeah, this is a criminal conspiracy.
Uh-huh.
But none of these assholes are being charged with anything.
Nope.
Thereby shaping the future of our nation.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary
Who the
Clinton.
fuck is that?
I'm not asking you to vote for
I
Hillary.
don't
Who's
know
that?
who these
I'm not
people
asking you to vote for Hillary
Who's that?
Clinton.
As you
That's
know,
Moby.
the Constitution
Oh, I know who that is. That's the dude. That's Trapper
Trapper John.
Yeah.
gives electors the right to vote for any eligible person.
Any eligible person, no matter which party they belong to.
But it should certainly be someone you consider especially competent.
Especially.
No, it's
That's that
tied-
Muppet from the band.
Yeah. It's tied to who your state voted for, you fucking idiot. Oh, you guys are right. That is Honeycutt, not Trapper John.
Whatever.
That's BJ Honeycutt. You're right. You're right. Thanks, Faithless.
Competent to serve as President of the United States of America.
By voting your conscience, you and other brave Republican electors can give the House of Representatives the option to select a qualified candidate for the presidency.
35, natural born citizen. That's it.
Her turn.
I stand with you.
I stand with you.
I stand with you. I stand with you in support and solidarity.
Can I just point out how fucking egotistical it is of these assholes? I stand with you. You thought the Republicans were going to be like, yeah, fuck it. Let's give this to the House so that they'll pick Hillary Clinton because your bitch ass said you'd stand with them.
Yeah, well, that's the arrogance of celebrity.
with conservatives, independents, and liberals.
You need to shave your
all
arms, dude.
citizens of the United States.
The American people trust that your voice speaks for us all.
Shut up, Moby.
You will make yourself heard through the constitutional responsibility.
What the fuck's a Moby?
Moby, M-O-B-Y.
Oh, that's Moby?
Yeah.
Fuck, he is not aged well.
No, he is not.
Did he have cancer? I'm not being mean.
No,
Did he have
he's
cancer?
just a freaky looking weirdo.
Holy shit. Get some protein in your diet, homie.
Well, he's kind of a tard, so.
Wow. All right.
People trust that your voice speaks for us all.
And that you will make yourself heard through the constitutional responsibility granted to you by Alexander Hamilton himself.
What? Granted to you by Alexander Hamilton himself. None of the other members of the Continental Congress?
No, just Alexander Hamilton. He's the only one on board with this. That's why Aaron Burr actually shot him.
All right.
What is evident is that Donald Trump lacks more than the qualifications to be president.
No, he doesn't.
He lacks the necessary stability.
And clearly the respect for the Constitution of our great nation.
You have position,
The authority
and the opportunity to go down in the books as an American hero.
Who changed the course of history.
And you have my respect.
You have my respect.
You have my respect.
for your patriotism.
And service to the American people.
Does that patriotism and respect or respect for their patriotism and all that still carry over when they voted how they were supposed to?
No.
No? Ah, damn.
No, it doesn't. Also, a bunch of washed up has-beens telling me how to vote. They go fuck themselves. Yeah, I'm not even an elector, and I'd be like, fuck you. Go back to being a washed up loser, weirdos.
Yeah,
just aggravating. Like, that's actual collusion there to change an election outcome. What we're talking about now is a bunch of tweets and phone calls about people that are like, yeah, I think there's something funny going on here.
Frosted Glass, thank you. Very fair weather support for the Electoral College. Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Now, once they cast their vote, it is in stone. So if you were supposed to vote for Trump and you voted for Hillary, that is the vote that goes through. But there's state laws that tie this stuff to now and they typically just get a smack on the hand, a fine or something stupid. But what they are encouraging is illegal behavior and insurrection by their own fucking terminology.
Yeah, by their definition.
They are traitors to this country and deserve to, be kicked out.
Well, they're actors, so it's kind of a given.
With a trebuchet.
As we've discussed many times, we are pro trebuchet.
We definitely are.
Thank you, Keldrick. I'm not telling you to vote for Hillary Clinton, but if you don't, we will come after you. Yeah, that's basically what they were saying.
Well, no, that's part, and I was probably pausing too much through it. There's just vote for anybody else.
Okay, yeah, all they had code for Hillary. Come on.
No, because this way it's not your responsibility if you don't vote for Hillary. Let's say you voted for your mom. You go in there, you're an elector, you vote for your mom. That takes one away from Trump. And all you had to do is take 37 away from Trump. That evens it up. And then it would go to the House of Representatives, which was won by the Democrats that year.
Yeah.
And they would get to pick who got to be president. So they weren't telling you to vote for Hillary. It was going to be a vote for Hillary, but you didn't have to vote for it. See, you can still vote your conscience. You don't have to vote for a Republican or a Democrat. Yeah, vote for Jeb Bush if you want to. Just anybody but Trump. And we'll take care of the rest. Wait, isn't that some shit that they're holding Trump accountable for?
Yeah, except Trump didn't actually do anything nearly as egregious as that ad was.
Trump didn't go out there. Nobody on the Trump side that I know of went out there and went, hey, electors, vote your conscience and don't vote for Joe Biden. You know he lost. You know what I mean? Anyhow, and in this case, Hillary absolutely lost. There was no question. No question whatsoever. And they're like, do your due diligence like Alexander Hamilton wanted. You mean the guy who wanted the president to be addressed as Your Highness?
Yes. But also, two of the funniest things that in recent memory happened in 2016 with the Young Turks doing the election results.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that video is just masterful. And also the fact that Hillary Clinton didn't have a concession speech planned because she thought she had it in the bag.
Yep.
So she didn't even go out and address her supporters that night.
All right. I know there's more of these that I wanted to laugh at, but goddamn, there's so many and they're so stupid. I'll just throw the link back in here. I'm done reading this shit. I think we've made the point of how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. I saw Sobiak talked about number 140.
Let's check 140. I want to say 59 was one of them too.
Oh, yeah.
One of the 50s. On or about the 11th day, David Schaefer reserved room 216 at the Georgia State Capitol in Fulton County, Georgia, for the December 14th meeting of the Trump presidential elector nominees in Fulton County. Dude reserved a room to have a conference.
Obviously, in the furtherance of a conspiracy.
What? An overt act.
Oh, an overt act. Yes, that is an overt act because he had to sign something saying, I'm reserving this on this day.
RJ asks, who's John Ward? John Ward is one of the funniest guys on YouTube. He's been gone for a couple of years now. And he just came back, apparently. And I will definitely be checking that out right after the show.
Yeah, I'm going to drop his channel link in the chat.
Yeah, John's funny as shit, man. What was the number you said?
140.
140, you guys.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, thank you, Evolve Potato. Every time Hillary sued and had recounts, she lost votes. Just remember that she stopped because she probably would have lost the popular vote if she continued. That's true. She did keep losing them, but yeah, she also really likes money.
Said 140, yes?
Yeah.
On or about January 6th. God damn it.
Yep.
Placed a telephone call to Vice President Mike Pence and solicited him to disrupt and delay the joint session of Congress on January 6th, a day prescribed by law for counting votes cast by the duly elected and qualified presidential electors from Georgia and other states. When Pence refused, Trump stated that Pence had gone down as a wimp and that Pence was not protecting the United States. Oh my goodness, he called him a wimp.
Yeah, you're not, like Pozo said, you're not allowed to make fun of Mike Pence. That's illegal now.
Fuck off, man. How many are there on here?
There's too fucking many.
What'd
you read? Like 40 of them? A little over that.
Now, here are the actual counts, and we're not going through them, but there's 41 counts total in this indictment. And they're as nonsensical as the rest of the shit we've read here. For some reason, it starts with count 2.
because.
I think all of that first one was part of count 1, which was the RICO indictment. But fuck these people, man. It's weird that we can actually say this is the worst of the ones we've seen so far. You have Alvin Bragg and Jack Smith literally doing what they're calling interesting interpretations of the law. That's being the charitable way of saying it.
Yeah.
To try to push their shit. And it still makes more sense than this fucking stupidity. Because this is just nonsense. He made a tweet. Fuck off. That's not a crime. You're allowed to. You're allowed to tweet anything Twitter will let you tweet out. It's not illegal. In fact, Twitter has rules against saying things illegal, and you'll get kicked off for that long before law enforcement finds it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you got to go to Facebook if you want to talk about your crime openly.
Or Mastodon.
Oh, yeah, Mastodon. But maybe you're not into all that racism over there.
Or the CP, apparently.
This was sent to me. Robert Barnes' take on this. The Georgia indictment is the most insane yet by the looniest prosecutor. See, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, the looniest yet. Claims tweets are conspiracies. Legal advice is a crime. Constitutional law is a criminal act. And demanding officials do their job is criminal solicitation. It's an embarrassment to the state of Georgia. Absolutely, 100%. That is a fucking horrible indictment. See, and this is what I told you guys about them going to grand juries with this shit. Because now Fannie gets to go, wait, I didn't do that. They did it. The grand jury decided that. I didn't do that. They did. I put the charges in front of them and they went, yeah, that makes sense to me.
I just put this ludicrous pile of dog crap in front of them and they went to town.
This ludicrous crap of dog shit that I already posted, whoops, accidentally, before the jury had voted on it.
Oh, I couldn't believe that. Fucking nonsense.
There are 41 counts, and you have to go through all of that shit we just read, which took, and look, if we just read it straight through, probably still would be reading, even without interruption, just reading straight through.
Oh, it'd probably be another 2 hours.
So you had at least 2 people who were supposed to testify, at least 2 hours worth of reading this bullshit. Another hour or so reading off the 41 counts of the indictment, votes on all 41 counts of the indictment. And they had that up like an hour after the grand jury met today, but before they ever started voting. Don't worry. It was just a mistake. Whoopsie. Fanny is a vulgar word in Scotland. Oh, I know. Overseas Americans, I mean, we use the word fanny as butt. In the UK, it's a vagina. But in here, fanny is F-A-N-I. So it's a weird vagina.
Ew.
And she's a bigger woman. Oh, she got bat wings or something. Allegedly. She's got bat wings, and that's an overt act in furtherance of a conspiracy.
Conspiracy to gross me out, yeah. But before we wrap up, because I know you're feeling it, you want to watch a couple videos that might make people feel better?
Absolutely. Are we starting with that first one? The second link?
Yeah, we'll watch that one first.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything you want to say about this, I mean, I'm still paying attention to chat as much as I ever do. Metal Minister, thank you. These people's Trump derangement syndrome is going to lead us to civil war, all because they can't help themselves. And it's getting so much worse.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is
look,
they're pushing the line openly now. They do not care. That's how secure they feel.
I read an article today about this where they said Trump supporters are asking why this didn't happen sooner. And they said, without paying attention to the fact that these investigations have been going on for years. None of that shit is new. Everything that is listed in there was known to the January 6th committee. Fuck, they even point to the January 6th committee and part of that.
Yeah.
There's no reason for this to have been held off until the election started.
They had 3 years and this is what they came up with. Come on.
This was purposefully. This is Trump. You're not supposed to be running for president. I told you when we were watching that fucking video over there, the Tucker Carlson one with Steve Sund, Steve
S-U-N-D.
With Steve Sund, that was the setup. He was not supposed to make it out of there. That impeachment was supposed to go through and he would never be allowed to run for president again. That was the whole fucking point of that entire operation. And when that didn't work, they have just been, don't do it. Don't run. We're going to come after you if you do. And as soon as he runs, we get the Bragg one. We get the 2 Jack Smith ones. And now we got Fannie Willis down there in Fulton County. You're telling me that none of those 4 could have come any sooner? Really? Fuck off. Lying assholes. I didn't mean to get so upset. I get angered by stupidity, man. I get angered at how dumb they think we are.
This is just the beginning of the election cycle, too. Just wait. Yeah. It's going to get so much more ridiculous. They're going to go after Trump supporters, staffers, anybody that's got any association with Trump. It'll probably be a crime to wear a fucking MAGA hat before this is all over.
And for the record, I don't know if you guys paid attention to this. Unlike the other indictments against him, where they've at least been professional about how they file the charge and he's allowed to just go on his merry way, he's got to go down there and get fingerprinted and get his mugshot taken.
Don't get ahead of the video, dude.
Oh, is it in the video? Yeah. I didn't know there was a video on that.
You just said you want to watch the second video, and then
I haven't seen the second video.
Tangent.
I haven't seen the second video.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm queuing it up.
You can't get mad at me for getting ahead of a video.
Oh, yes, I can. I get mad at you for whatever I fucking want, because this is the furtherance of a conspiracy to get mad at you.
You need to stop that overt act, sir.
Oh, it's too sexy. It's too overt acts are sexy.
All right, let's make sure our volume's all the way up. It is. Here we go.
We are following our normal practices, and so it doesn't matter your status. We have mugshots ready for you. We are following our part.
Do you guys realize how much Donald Trump has already started campaigning on this?
Yes.
Do you realize what a boost you're giving him with the fucking mugshot?
They don't care. They think this is gonna work. They're convinced of it. Why else would they go to these extents? The extremes that they're doing here. And watch this guy's little smile at the end. He's trying not to smile through the whole thing, but he gets a little lip curl at the end there, like when he says mugshot.
There you go.
Yeah.
If they were smart, they would have left all this shit. If they were smart, they would let the Republican primary play out, which is clearly going to Trump right now.
Yeah.
And then just do the same exact shit that they did in 2020. The problem is, look, we still have to be careful. I know YouTube said we're allowed to talk, whatever, but the clear election interference that the media was doing is not going to have the same effect. They're not going to be able to just fall back on that without the how do I want to put this? The lack of protections in some places, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, most of the country where they allowed voting by mail for no fucking reason. People showing up with thousands and thousands of absentee votes that they're turning in for people. Voter registrations that they're turning in for people. What was the total on that one? It comes to something like over 20,000. One person was able to collect that many. That makes a lot of sense. Jack, you think one person has time to go around and collect 20,000 voter registrations for people?
Yes, I totally believe that. That is obviously possible.
Without the ability to do that, it becomes too much of a question mark for him. So Trump has to be taken out. He's got to be. And that's what we're seeing. He cannot be allowed to run. I mean, it's what Biden said in that one clip, we'll do everything constitutionally under his breath there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll stay legal about it. Sure you will, Stalin. I'm sure this will all be on the fucking up and up. But yeah, he cannot be allowed to run because, look, the Republican Party is right now doing themselves a horrible disservice in this campaign with the way they're treating each other. The like the doxing. I mean, you guys, stop it. Go after each other in normal means. Insult each other.
If there's one thing the Republicans are good at, it's snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Mm-hmm. Because right now, all the Trump supporters are doing is alienating the rest of the party, and you're going to have people either voting third party or not at all because they don't want to vote for Biden, but they're not voting for Trump with what they're seeing from the people who are supporting him. Stop it.
Yeah, the DeSantis people have the same problem.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, but they have. Did you see? There's one poll that came out that actually put Vivek above DeSantis.
Yeah, I saw that.
DeSantis is becoming an also ran. DeSantis's one saving grace is going to be that his name is far more known, and when it comes to the actual voting, you might see him have a bump. But right now, he's a non-factor.
Yeah.
Why are you beating on him? For no reason. No reason. Just, yeah. That says they're all being damn idiots. They absolutely are.
Yeah, they're acting like leftists. They need to knock it off. It's not productive. Yep. You want to win over everybody to your side. Be like, look, I know you're supporting this guy right now, but in the general, it's not going to be your dudes. Why don't you come over and join us? We have a lot in common.
Yep. At Iowa, the crowd just chant, "We want Trump," and DeSantis could not even speak. He did speak. There's one video going around where they actually dubbed in people chanting Trump over DeSantis, even when it wasn't really what happened. Why do you got to? I mean, the polls are showing what's going on. Why do you have to try to humiliate the guy?
Yeah, because quite likely DeSantis stands a really good shot in 2028.
I don't think he has any. This is his shot because he'll be out of politics for 2 years for 2028. And I mean, that's a Chris Christie kind of thing.
Yeah, I think he would stand a better chance than most, though, because at least his name is well known.
Yeah. But it'll depend on like if Trump wins, obviously his VP gets a much bigger bump than DeSantis would have,
Oh, yeah. But
so
I think he could stay in people's minds by like the year before an election. He writes a book or a memoir or some bullshit like that, and gets his name back in the news, and people are like, oh yeah, I like that guy. There's ways he could do it. He's just
Sure.
It's just foolish the way things are being handled now on all sides. This is just dumb.
Salty Ball says never Ron dishonest. And that's fine. I mean, if that's how you actually feel, that's fine. I'm just watching the Republicans who typically will, coalesce around whoever the candidate is. They even did it for Trump in 2016. Eventually, even the Ted Cruz folks came around.
Yeah.
And they voted for him. If you guys are actually doing this, you might as well just dissolve the party. Look, I support you guys voting for whoever you fucking want to. I've always said that. If you don't believe in the person, then don't vote for him. But why have a party if you're not going to back your candidate? I mean, and it's everybody's taking it so goddamn what the fuck?
What?
Everybody's taking it so damn personal though, and it's just insane. But hey, tear each other apart. No skin off my ass. All right. This one, that's disturbing, Jack.
I know. Like the Ring video, you got to see it too.
All right, everyone. So it's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out. I'm feeling tired. But before I go out, I've got to pregame. And the only way I pregame is with an ice cold Bud Light. So good. Happy Friday. All right.
Dylan Mulvaney with a AI Joe Biden on it. That's disturbing as shit.
Haunting, isn't it?
It's a good thing I don't sleep much.
Right?
It's probably stuff like that I see on the show, and then when I dream, it's in my dreams, and I don't even remember them when I wake up. But bad shit happens around the world. Houses explode in Pennsylvania and shit.
Yeah. Jets go down over the lake.
In Michigan.
Fucking crazy. You're a catastrophe waiting to happen. But somebody who does sleep now has a new sleep paralysis demon to look forward to.
Fuck. All right. Yeah, we didn't talk about those two stories. The house explosion. Did they ever find out?
It's the leading theory seems to be gas leak.
For those who don't know, there was a Pennsylvania house blew up, and there was a Ring camera that caught it just out of nowhere. Boom.
Yeah,
the one news lady I saw said that it could take months or years to determine the cause of the fire.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Or explosion. It killed 5 people last I knew, including a child, leveled 3 houses.
Yeah, it took out quite a bit. It was pretty horrific.
Thank you, Metal Minister, who says, I'm now sending you my therapy bill. As well, you should. Send it to Matthews Jarbois.
Matthias Jarbroni.
There you go.
International man of sex.
Yeah, and then also here in Michigan, there's an air show every year called Thunder Over Michigan, and what a fucking aptly named air show this year. A MiG-23 went down. Luckily, nobody was hurt. The pilot and the co-pilot both ejected. I saw CNN. They put out a thing. 3 people ejected from the plane. The plane only has room for 2 people, and only 2 people ejected. Good job, CNN. With all you got to do is look up a MiG-23. It'll tell you the seating capacity.
Fucking idiots.
It's an old Russian jet. The Russians don't use it. It's actually an old Soviet jet turned Russian jet. I don't know if I want to say that there's only a couple of satellite states that still use it. But yeah, it was notorious in its early iteration for being kind of hard to turn. I don't know what went wrong with the plane. But yeah, there's video of that fucker crashing right into the ground right outside of somebody's house, man. Can you imagine being sitting in your fucking house? You're just minding your own business and a fucking MiG crashes in your front yard. I would literally shit. Isn't that the one from Top Gun? It might be. I didn't look that up.
I would probably just yell Wolverines and run for the hills.
Grab your gun, go start shooting commies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know, something to do, I guess.
Overt active landing. Free MiG. Yeah, but it's a do-it-yourself. Put that model back together. That fireball was fucking huge.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I like air shows, Jack, but it's things like this that make people worried about going to them.
Yeah, understandably.
All right. Da, 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 da. What in the world is this one? Is this that fight?
Yeah.
All right. Da, 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 da. Back it up. This guy's recording a furry, and this happens.
Time, you fucking
hit him with a bullhorn, man.
That had to fucking hurt.
Not as bad as getting hit with a bongo.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a video on that. I don't think we can watch that one. I don't think it would be.
I don't think we get away with that one. This one was a little iffy for me too, but it had furries, so
I think violence factor would be okay. It's not the best video.
It's too dark.
It's very dark and grainy.
Yeah.
Somebody needs a new phone.
Got hit by a hippie bongo.
Who drives around with bongos in their car?
He was probably sitting at some party playing the bongos like a jackass. And
we should describe what we're talking about. In this video, this guy's arguing with somebody, and then he gets in his car, and the guy he's arguing with comes up and busts out the back window of the car and starts to walk off. And the car owner gets up, grabs a bongo out of the back of his car, walks over to where this guy is trying to get on his bike to get away, hits him with it, and knocks him out cold.
Yeah, like he's down. I'm dropping the link right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think it would play very well on here to where we could even tell what was going on. But check it out. It's funny as shit.
I forgot I sent you this one.
All right. Getting your ass beat by a furry is kind of embarrassing.
To be fair, there were a couple of furries there. And the guy hit him with a bullhorn.
Yeah, I get you. But I mean, what's coming up here in a minute is a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah. Honestly, if this had been me and I got tackled by a furry, I'd be grossed out that his fur costume was touching me because I don't know what kind of weird yiffing he's been doing. But I would be laughing my ass off.
Yes. Probably Beto. He was there looking for magic dirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'd be laughing like, oh my God.
Listen. He's on the ground squealing, "This is what furries do to you."
See, I would be laughing that. This is what furries do, man.
Do not touch them.
I love this guy getting down like, "Are you okay?" Cradling his head. Look, I'm sure it hurt to get hit in the head with a bullhorn like that, but you sound like a straight bitch, man.
Yeah. Now, if he'd been laughing, I could have respected that. But
even if he'd been yelling and it was in some, oh God, something deep, I can't even go as high as he does.
No, we both have hit puberty at some point in our lives.
I have testicles.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you guys could hear that. He said, "I'm going to sue you so you don't have a life." Oh my God. Anyway, I'm glad we played that because I need to switch to something a little more serious. I saw this right before we went to air, and somebody getting hit and suing made me think of Jeremy. The Quartering lost his dad today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Look, we give Jeremy a lot of shit around here, but homie, in all sincerity, I'm sorry for your loss. That's not something easy to go through. So, damn, dude, sorry to hear it. Really sorry to hear it.
Yeah, man. Sorry for your loss. That's rough.
Yeah, condolences to his family, because that's it's pretty fucked up. Some, unfortunately, most of us go through, but not something I'd wish on anybody, Jack.
Yeah, of course.
Anyhow, so condolences to him and his family. And on that note, wrapping up this ridiculous show. Jeez, man.
Ridiculously awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. Once again, guys, your best news source is a monkey and a stick figure on the internet. That would be us, in case you were like, wait, there's a monkey and a stick figure. We're smart. No, we didn't claim to be smart, just the best news source.
Yeah. Oh, real quick before you do that. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Honestly, if I was getting tackled by a bunch of furries, getting beat up would not be the first fear going through my head. Probably like the fifth. This dude got himself a Lovecraftian version of I Spit on Your Grave. Great reference. And yeah, I'd be like, I gotta cover my butthole.
Metal Minister, thank you. The sound that bongo makes is hilarious. Yeah, if you guys did not click that link, make sure you do so you can watch it. That dude hitting that guy with the bongo. Look, we don't support violence around here unless it's necessary.
Yeah.
But that was funny as shit. That's an insta karma moment. And it's funny as fuck. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are really kind to us, and we appreciate it. And we know times is tough. Biden's in office, and it's been rough. So we appreciate anything you guys can afford to and want to share with us. Thank you so very much. Jack, anything you want to show out?
Yeah, I'll drop some links. I also want to say thank you so much for the tips. And I'm going to drop the link for a channel called Burkle and Spay. It's if you guys were around a few years ago and you're comic fans, Doug TeNapel and Nurkish teamed up to get some little videos together. They haven't done one in a long time, but I think they're hilarious. So I'm going to drop that as well.
You know what, Jack? Before we go, I think there's one more video we should watch.
Uh-oh.
I got to get it to the right position.
That's
we're not actually going to watch the video. We're just going to take a look at the still from it. There's a minor league baseball team down in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Did they beat the women's soccer team too?
They had to pull a shirt that they were selling from their merchandise line because some people got offended by it. Now, I'm going to put it on the screen, and you guys, you can judge for yourself. Apparently, there's a bunch of people going around who think this is racist. It clearly says Nooga, like Chattanooga. But there's some people are saying that like those are eyes. See eyes?
Yeah, you notice the Nike swoosh there too, by the way.
Oh god, yeah. This was a licensed shirt.
Yeah, the Chattanooga Lookouts.
Chattanooga, yeah. Yeah, I should mention that it's the Lookouts because that's where the eyes come from.
Yeah, they're looking out.
They're looking out. Lots of people saying I need that one. Yeah, I mean it's if I lived in the area and was a fan of the team, I'd wear that shirt. That's cool. Nooga? Yeah. But
Chattanooga's a pretty cool town too. So
apparently there's some folks who think that is a N-word reference. The eyes are obviously O's. Yeah, they're short of G.
Yeah.
Damn it, meh. Meh says, Nooga, please. Damn you, don't make me laugh at that. No, I think it's a cool shirt. I really do. And if you showed me this, I would have never went racist on this.
Oh my god, it's still on Amazon.
Is it? Well, there you go, guys. Anybody who wants the shirt, it's still over on Amazon. But they pulled it from their official store because people are so fucking up their own ass looking for offense.
Yeah.
Piss off. It has nothing to do with the N-word. It's a shortening of Chattanooga, you dumb sons of bitches. Yeah, that one was in the little keep watching because I only watched to see what the shirt was.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of that. I was pulling up John Ward actually, so I could relink him. Because guys, John Ward is back, and I am a fan of the man. And his why does it say there's no content? Oh, you have to actually click on
videos.
All
Thank
right,
you, Keldrig. Chattanooga's a bitch to drive through. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I've never been.
It's a pretty nice little town. I didn't have a problem with Chattanooga. I thought it was pretty cool. Although there are last trains there.
Wow, he got rid of everything on here.
No, yeah, he did.
He's only got 2 videos up. I'll have to watch them both, but
maybe he's moved away from politics.
Maybe he is. And if so, it's a damn shame because the man's funny as hell.
Yeah, he is.
But ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to take off. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know reading, especially us not being lawyers, reading legal shit can be boring. I hope we made it entertaining for you. If nothing else, I entertained myself. And isn't that what's important, Jack? Me being entertained?
Yeah, to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about me right now, so that's
yeah.
important.
Yeah, so then yes.
And you being entertained was probably very important to you.
I don't really pay attention to my needs.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. Very giving of you.
I try. I'm a giver.
I saw a tweet from Miss Undoomed who said, as long as she's been with Undoomed, she still smiles every time he enters the room because she just loves that man so much, which is a very sweet thing to say.
So he stole her phone and typed that, huh?
Yes, little bastard. We know what you did, Undoomed. But it reminded me that I haven't mentioned this yet. This month is my 30th anniversary with my wife.
Wow.
30 years. Been with this woman. And there's not a day that goes by that I'm not happy to see her. Even when we've been mad at each other, she is just a part of my life that I don't know how I'd ever live without. And we give a lot of relationship advice around here, and I want you to take this one with you. When you're with somebody, be happy to see them. If you're not, when you start being like, it's okay, you go, I'll see you in a week. If you get to the point where you just don't want to see each other, figure out why. She managed to put up with you for 30 years, right? That woman deserves an award of some kind.
Yeah.
Like the Nobel Prize for putting up with Frank's bullshit. That should be a thing. And yeah, she deserves it because I couldn't live with me. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I'm always happy to see that woman. And we send each other a Snapchat every morning, Jack. We live in the same house. She's right upstairs. And I get happy every time I see it.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah, try to hold on to that enjoying seeing each other, because when that's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's no getting that back, Jack. When you get to fuck you. It had to be you. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for hanging out with us, Jack. A pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everybody have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. We love you, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
There's a lady down in Georgia. Her name is Fanny. She's a stupid bitch, and she looks like a granny.